All right, today we're diving into what might just be one of the most ambitious energy projects on the entire planet. We're talking about India's green hydrogen blueprint. And let's be super clear here. This isn't just, some new policy or a couple of power plants. No, what we're looking at is a full-blown national strategy to build an entire green energy economy literally from scratch. It's a massive, massive undertaking. So, at the very heart of all this is something called the National Green Hydrogen Mission, or NGHM for short. Really, you can just think of it as the master plan, the playbook for everything we're about to talk about. And the goal here? It's not just about India making enough for itself. The ambition is way bigger. It's about positioning India as a global hub, a place that produces, uses, and even exports green hydrogen and its derivatives. Okay, so you've got this huge ambition, but where do you even start? How do you build an entire industry of this scale from nothing? Well, the plan is to build a complete domestic supply chain. And I mean everything from making the tech to actually producing the fuel. It's that classic chicken and egg problem, right? And India's solution is basically to say, let's just build the chicken and the egg at the exact same time. And this is how they're doing it. Think of it like two key pillars holding the whole thing up. On one side, you've got to build the engine, the machines that actually make the fuel. We're talking about electrolyzers. That's the core tech that zaps water with electricity to split it into hydrogen and oxygen. The goal is to get companies making these right here in India. But then, on the other side, you need to actually produce the fuel itself, the green hydrogen, and do it at a massive scale. You see, you can't have one without the other. So the strategy is to go full throttle on both fronts simultaneously. And this isn't just talk. This is where the plan really hits the ground running. Check this out. The government has already awarded contracts for 3,000 megawatts of annual electrolyzer manufacturing capacity. Now, that's not some far-off target. That's real, tangible capacity that's been given to 15 different companies to get started on building the hardware for this new economy. And then, here's the other side of that coin. While they're building the tech, they've also awarded contracts to 18 companies to produce, get this, almost 862,000 metric tons of green hydrogen every single year. I mean, the scale here is just staggering. It really shows you that this is already moving way past the planning stage and into serious industrial action. Okay, but think about it. You can build all the supply in the world, but it's totally useless if there's no one to buy it, right? So creating that demand is absolutely crucial. And the way the government is jumpstarting this is by targeting the big guys, the heavy industries that are notoriously hard to decarbonize. We're talking pilot projects in the steel sector, new rules for major oil refineries, pushing for green fuel at shipping ports, and even getting hydrogen-powered vehicles on the road. And to see how this all works in the real world, let's zoom in on a specific deal that was just signed. And this isn't some small-scale pilot project. Nope, this is a real-deal commercial contract that shows this whole strategy in action. So here's the deal. A company called NewN, it's a joint venture, is going to supply 10,000 tons of green hydrogen every year to the Numaligarh refinery, starting in 2028. And this is a perfect snapshot of the whole strategy, isn't it? You've got a huge state-run refinery acting as a guaranteed customer. That gives the green hydrogen producer the security they need to go ahead and build a whole new facility. That's exactly how you build a market from the ground up. But this brings up a huge critical question. You see, making green hydrogen takes a colossal amount of electricity, and by definition, it has to be renewable electricity. So with all these brand new factories and production hubs popping up, how on earth are you going to power them? Well, the answer is all about infrastructure. We're talking about building a massive, high-voltage electrical backbone. Its whole job is to pull enormous amounts of power from renewable energy zones and pipe it directly to these new hydrogen hubs. It's really the missing link that ties the whole puzzle together. And here's what that looks like in the real world. The state-run company, Power Grid, is already out there building a monster 765 kilovolt transmission line down in Andhra Pradesh. And its one and only job? To feed clean power to the green hydrogen projects planned for the Vizag area. So you see, it's not just another power line, it's more like the circulatory system for this whole new economy. So let's step back and put it all together. When you look at the whole picture, you see this incredibly clear 4-part blueprint. Step 1, you set the national mission. Step 2, you build a supply chain, both the tech and the fuel. Step 3, you create the demand by getting heavy industry on board as customers. And step 4, you build the massive infrastructure to deliver the power. It's a really comprehensive end-to-end strategy. And all of this leaves us with one big, fascinating question to chew on.
When you look at this combination of policy, industrial incentives, and this massive infrastructure build-out, are we actually looking at the blueprint for the world's next clean energy superpower? I mean, who knows for sure, but it's definitely something to think about.
So there you have it, a deep dive into India's green hydrogen blueprint. Hey, if you found this explainer interesting, do us a favor and hit that like button, share it, and of course, subscribe for more. We genuinely love to hear what you think, so drop your thoughts down in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in.